Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about how to survive your first year in college. So I'm a sophomore at ECU if you didn't know. I feel like I said that in literally every video. But if you didn't know, if this video is what's drawing you to watch me today, then make sure you subscribe because I do a lot of college talk, clothing talk, fashion talk, and makeup. So I mean, I'm having a good time over here. I feel like my subscribers are having a good time over here. So if you want to join the crew, then make sure you subscribe. But yes, me and my sister came up with this list for the do's and don'ts. So if you see me looking down or anything, just know that I am listing the do's and don'ts of your freshman year. So let's start with some do's. So you do, first, number one, you want to be social. Now, I know a lot of people are really shy, really anxious, anxiety, being away from your family, being away from your close friends that you already set up from high school. Sis, bro, whoever's watching this, I know, I get it. Everyone goes through it. Everyone goes through the same stuff. You're nervous, you don't want to talk too much, you don't want to talk too little. So I just say go for it. Just talk, go, match up with the people that are in your niche. If you know you want people that like anime and like robots, then go talk to them. Don't try to force yourself into the people that like, you know, what other stuff do you like? Fashion and clothing and stuff like that, because it's just not gonna work and you're gonna like end up belittling yourself because you don't fit in with that certain group, when really you're just trying to force yourself into a group that you see when you're not actually taking the time to go and find your own niche. Now, sorry, I'm looking down. If I look down, you know I'm looking at the list. One way that you can get friends really easily and fast when you get to school is to join clubs. So in high school, I know I was a busy bee in almost all the clubs, going here, there, that. So yeah, join clubs. I wouldn't suggest being as active as you are in high school with clubs in college because you really want to keep up with those grades, definitely. But join the clubs when you can. If you have a little free time, join a club or something. I mean, you can join a club that's about your hobby. We have clubs that vary from modeling to fashion to debates to anime to robots fighting to skydiving to diving to boxing. There's literally everything. There's club sports, there is professional sports, there is like every single little category. Like literally, if there's not a club that you want, make a club. So it's literally up to you. You stand in front of everything that you can possibly do. Don't be afraid to branch out. Like, I know when I got to school, I was kind of afraid to branch out and I didn't know what certain groups would be for me. I didn't even know what kind of group I fit into. I still kind of don't know, but we're just going with the flow. And that's one thing that I kind of regret my freshman year, is not being as social as I usually was in high school. And I was able to talk to every kind of clique, and I was able to be like a middleman and like be able to bounce around with different cliques and talk to different cliques. There was never any like bad blood of certain cliques and stuff like that for the most part. So yeah, I say be social, go out and try new things, because honestly, trying new things, you can end up loving it and you become a person you never thought you were going to be. So another tip I have for you, or a do that I have for you, is to leave home at home. So when I say that, that means like I came to school and I am from a small town, military town. When I went to my school that was an hour and 30 minutes away, I was only friends with the people that I knew of from my small military town. Now, that was good for the first part because I had friends right out the gate. I was able to go to football games with friends and take pictures and go out with friends, and I didn't have to go through the hardship of making new friends just like everyone else did. But at the end of the day, it kind of cut me short because when we decided not to be friends anymore, I had no friends at all. And so I wish I would have just went through the hardship of making other friends that I've never known before and had the possibility of still being friends, because a lot of people that I know that were going out there making friends at the beginning of the school year, they're still friends with their friends now. So I mean, to each its own. I mean, some people just don't click together. So I mean, just because you go out there and you put in the work to find friends doesn't mean they're always gonna be there, or that they're real friends, or that they're the friends for you. So yes, I suggest leave home at home, go out, socialize, get your butt out there, don't be shy, like literally go out there, make friends, you'll be fine. It's your freshman year of college, everyone's in the same boat, everyone needs friends, everyone's lonely, everyone's dying, not literally, everyone's really scared for academic wise, definitely. Alright, so I feel like I couldn't make a video that says the do's and don'ts without talking about academics. So obviously go to class. I shouldn't have to say too much about that. Go to class. Some people say sit in the front, make sure your professor knows your name. Me personally, I did great my freshman year and my professors knew my name. My name's Deaja, but they always used to call me Deaja, and honestly I didn't really care because I knew they didn't really care. So I mean, as long as I was getting the grades that I needed to get, I was not up in their face. I was not sitting front row. I would sit like to the middle back, just far enough for me to like actually want to pay attention when I do, and then if they're talking about something that I don't really want to know about, I'm far enough back to where I can be on my phone or play games or something. Sorry, Mom. But hey, I got good grades and I knew like where I stood in the class. So if I needed extra help in the classes that I did need extra help in, I was definitely in the front. But in the classes that were easy A's to me, like health class and like English and stuff like that, that is in my niche that I know like I can knock out of the ballpark, I was still paying attention, but sometimes I just, lose focus. Just like a regular human being, it's okay to lose focus. It's okay to admit that you lose focus. So the next tip that I have for you guys is to use your resources. So I didn't really get into this until like the second semester, but yes, use your resources. There are so many resources available to you at your school. I'm sure of it. At my school, we have a writing center. We have a math cave. We have tutoring. There's walk-in tutoring, scheduling tutoring, mentoring. There's so many things to help you succeed because really no one wants to see you fail when you're paying so much per year, don't you? But if that is what you need to do, which is tutoring, or you need help from a friend, don't be afraid to shout it out, because more than likely, if you're not understanding it, a couple people around you are understanding it, and y'all all can put your head together and figure it out. So let's see what else we got. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I feel like we just covered that. There's going to be big class sizes. You're going to be sitting right there in your little freshman class, your first day of school, and it's going to be like psychology, sociology, English, the like little math classes that you have to take when you first enroll into college. And there's going to be so many people. Chemistry, definitely. You're going to look around, you're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be an auditorium style. The teacher's going to walk in, he or she's going to lecture. They're not going to know your name. They're not going to care to know your name. They're going to go in, say what they have to say, and then say classes out. And then that's going to be it for about the whole rest of the semester. So if you're too afraid to walk up to your teacher at the end of class, you can just walk down there and be like, hey, I didn't get why y equals mx plus b instead of y equals mx plus q, or whatever else kind of question you have. It doesn't have to be one in front of 200 people asking a question, that because you might think it's dumb, or you guys already talked about this last week. Some teachers get kind of mad when you ask questions. I know one time I asked a question and I was like, I don't understand what you said from last class. Can you please repeat it? And he was like, no, if you were here from last class, I wouldn't have to repeat it. But the gag was, I was there from the last class and I didn't understand it, so I asked him to refresh it at the class we were in at that day, and then he said no. So I turned around and I was like, okay, well, can one of y'all explain it to me? And they're like, honestly, we don't even know. So sis, just because everyone looks like they have their life together doesn't mean they have their life together. It's college. You don't have your life together. You don't even know what you're doing. Half the time you think you're majoring in something, but you're really not. That's all I had to say about that. Find your classes before your first day of school. So you don't want to be that freshman with like a map out, like, oh my god, like, where am I going? And you don't want to think like, oh my god, people know that I don't know where I'm going, oh my gosh. So there's literally probably a map. For my school, we have an app that has a map. You can go on Google Maps, type in the building number that you get from your schedule, and then it'll tell you like where to walk to. Put it on the walking setting, obviously, unless you're like driving, but if you're on campus, just put the walking setting and then just walk past it. You don't have to go in or anything. I don't really think going in, I mean, you can go in if you want to, but you'll probably be the only people there if you're doing this before even school starts, and they might have the doors locked or whatever. But I highly suggest finding your classes before school starts, because you don't want to be lost. And this goes semester by semester wise. Like, this is not just a one-time, your first day on campus, find your classes. Like, sis, when you see me, if you go to ECU, you'll be seeing me trying to find my classes before school starts too. I have no shame in my game because I want to know where I'm going and I want to be where my money is. So yes, that. Time management, you are in charge of yourself, honey. This is what we've been waiting for all of our childhood. We are in charge of ourselves. That could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the discipline that you have. If you don't want to do your homework, you ain't got to do your homework. If you don't want to go to class, you ain't got to go to class. Don't go out there and waste your money though. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Oh, that's kind of some of the don'ts, but don't get caught up doing, like, skipping a lot of classes. You have to get on academic probation and blah blah blah. You're like an embarrassment to your family or something. I don't know. Just don't venture down that road. All right, so let's get into the don'ts. Don't do 8 a.m. classes. I know you're probably like, high school starts at 6 or 7 and I can totally do an 8 a.m. I get to sleep in an extra hour. No, you can't, because once you get to college, you're gonna be on your own schedule. You're gonna wanna sleep in longer. Like, you're gonna be out partying, you're gonna be out clubbing, you're gonna be out at social events. You do not wanna get up at 8 a.m. LOL. You want to get up around 10 or 11 or maybe 12, maybe 9. I mean, I struggle to get up to my 9 a.m.s and it's a real struggle. So next note is don't overpack your dorm. I totally overpack my dorm. If you haven't seen my dorm room tour, or if you have seen my dorm room tour, you know that thing was cluttered. So don't do that. I mean, I have a lot of stuff still for my dorm that I haven't even used yet. Just keep it simple, keep it basic. I mean, you're only gonna be in there for 1 year. It's not like you're gonna live there forever. I mean, pack smart. If it's the beginning of the summer and you live kind of close to ECU or kind of close to your college in general, I'm saying like driving distance, like, keep all your summer clothes at the beginning of the year. There's no need for you to have winter clothes when it's only August, but your closet's gonna be this big and you're gonna wanna bring this much clothes. You can't even see how much that is because it's too much, honey. Don't party too much. Don't get caught up in all the drama of doing like drugs and stuff like that. You don't wanna get caught up with like the police and catch a record and have to come home and just figure out what you have to do with your life. I know a lot of people like that. You don't wanna be like that because it messes with your mental. It's a good balance. Like, if you don't have a good work ethic, you shouldn't be at every party. Just saying. Don't believe what's on TV. I mean, we should have known that's from High School Musical when they're all singing and falling in love and stuff like that. I mean, college, they make it seem like they're barely in class, they're always out partying and having fun, and no one ever gives a real like care in the world. But honestly, like, a lot of people are in class, a lot of people are studying in the library, a lot of people are cramming, a lot of people work really hard for what they have. So you should be like that and work really hard for what you have, because if you don't work hard for it, no one else is gonna give it to you. Everyone doesn't like a certain thing about college, so to each its own. What I like, you might not like. What you like, I might not like. So yes, that is my words for this video. You can go out and do whatever you want, but just know, based off my personal experiences, these are my do's and don'ts. So, that is all I had to say. So I'm going to start closing out the video. If you want to follow me on social media, then my Instagram is dtucker_. We'll go ahead and have that scrolling right there. Yada yada yada. I post a lot. I post whenever I make new videos and everything on my story. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, I post a lot there too. Just a lot of different stuff. And yeah, good luck at college, girlfriend or boyfriend. You're gonna rock it. Bye.